Are we doing it?
Yeah, we're doing it.
1, 2, 3. Good. Well, hello.
Go ahead. No, I was listening to you. Okay, ready? 3, 2, 1. Good morning, YouTube world. My name is Joshua Kotzen, your overnight success story. And today, I'm here with Vanja. We're going to keep rolling because I messed that one up.
Stop it. They're going to tally off how many times we derail from the conversation.
No, that's totally fine. Okay, so here, we'll do this over again. Ready? Good morning, Jesus Christ. Good morning, YouTube.
Instagram world.
Yeah.
YouTube
Good
world.
morning, YouTube world. My name is Joshua Kotzen, your overnight success story, and this is Sips and Slides. We need to take the picture. Good morning, YouTube world. My name is Joshua Kotzen, your overnight success story, and this is Sips and Slides. Here, click me. Still not the right cup. Today, I am with, oh my God, yeah, my voice. I just bartended last night. So I am with the Vanja. Is it Montaño? Mm-hmm. With the little Enya? Mm-hmm. Why don't I ever see the Enya on any of your things? Anyway.
It's on, yeah, it is.
Okay.
Yeah, everywhere.
Sure.
Not his, but mine.
Okay, sure. So, let's just get right into it. She is an amazing photographer, photographer. Husband is the videographer. Also, do you even dabble in that?
Not really.
Okay.
But I guess I have to now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I guess we can talk about that a little bit later. So let me ask you, a little interview style. How long have you been shooting?
10 years.
10 years. And what kind of photos do you do? Do you like? What kind of photos do you like to do? And then, what are you good at?
I'm good at a lot of things. No, boudoir and weddings and some family stuff. It's really derail number 2. It's really weird though. Like right now, I'm
honestly, I want the derailing, so just do it. Now that we're into it, it feels better.
Yeah, I used to do mini sessions like all the time.
Okay.
And now I'm not going to be doing them like at all this year. I don't think so.
Okay, why is that?
I don't know.
Can you explain what mini sessions are?
Mini sessions are usually themed sessions.
Imagine dentists who are watching this; they have no idea what mini sessions are.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, so if you basically have like a theme, like Christmas mini. So you have themes, and then you have several people lined up for the same day, and the photographer shoots multiple people in that same day.
How many on average?
25.
25. Mm-hmm. So that's a full day.
That's a full day.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just for some context.
Well, 20. It depends. It depends on the time frame.
Okay.
Session, yeah. But anyway, so I'm not going to be doing that this year, so it's kind of weird.
Okay, so then what are you going to be doing? No, so what type of photos are you going to be doing this year? Don't worry, I'll bring you back.
So only weddings.
Okay.
Only boudoir. And
perfect.
Only some family sessions.
That's beautiful.
Yeah. Because
that's the dream.
We had we just calculated 16 weddings this year.
That's so freaking cool.
We have 7.
Okay, so let's derail even further. Well, no, let's go 2 different ways. So I do want to ask you, so like, how long did it take you in your business to get to the point where you're only doing weddings, boudoir, and a couple family sessions?
8
Let's
years.
go there. 8 years?
Yeah.
Shit.
Well, no, 10 years.
Okay.
Now, because this is the first year that we're not doing anything but that. So 10 years. But 8 years, no, like 5 years when I figured out that that's the only thing I wanted to do.
Okay, how did you get into photography?
Sessions. I just picked up a camera.
Okay.
Well, my brother-in-law.
Let's go deeper.
Yeah, my brother-in-law was a photographer.
You picked up a what? What'd you pick up? What kind of camera did you pick up? Why?
A point and shoot. It was nothing.
Okay.
You know what? My very first camera was a Canon. That's funny.
Was it really?
Yeah, but it was a point and shoot.
Mine was a Nikon.
Oh man.
Nobody knows that.
Awful.
It was a point and shoot Nikon. It was the cutest little. Yeah. Well, it was like it was decent. Yeah. And it was like. And then like it pulled back, it was so cute, and then the thing wouldn't like open up anymore. So it just, yeah, but anyway, okay. So you picked up, okay, so now you're gonna grab there we go. Can we clink now? Thank you.
Clink, clink, on my shoulder.
Sorry, it was from last night's wedding. Anyway.
No, it's from 4 years ago when I stretched out my shoulder too much. I don't know what's wrong with it.
Okay, so.
Derail number 5.
It's fine. How'd you actually start in photography?
Well, I wanted to take better pictures of our daughter. I was kind of envious of all the beautiful photos that everybody was taking. Not everybody, but certain people.
Okay.
On social media had really beautiful photos, and I was kind of envious. And then my brother-in-law was a photographer, so he bought me my first digital camera years ago when I was like 12. Mm-hmm. And it just kind of got put away and didn't really, but I've always enjoyed taking pictures, but it never really like happened during my teens. Mm-hmm. And then my early 20s, was when I wanted.
Did
a
somebody
nice camera.
ask you to take photos?
No.
Did you just pick it up and
I
be
just
like,
wanted to take photos. But so he got me my first Canon Rebel.
Who's he?
My husband.
Thank you. Okay.
He bought me my first Rebel T3 from a pawn shop. We were poor little kids.
At that point, did you already have children?
Yes, only Maya.
Okay.
Yeah, and she was only 2 at that time.
Okay.
So that was it. And that's where it started. And
So
I
then
took it to work one day, and my coworker's like,
What was your work? Where were you working?
I was a medical assistant.
Okay.
So I bring it in, and I took one photo of her, and she goes, "You need to do a page now." I'm like, "This isn't even good. Like, this is garbage." And I think I even had it on like auto mode. It was awful. But she goes, "No, you need to do it. This is what you're going to be doing." And I'm like, "No, I'm not." Like,
So watch
had
how
no
I do.
intention.
Watch how like here's the rabbit hole. Ready?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So we haven't even talked about how we know each other yet, and we'll get to that. But this is interesting. The build up.
Mm-hmm.
How? Because you remember how you just said this is garbage.
Yeah.
How much of a how do I say this? So how difficult are you on yourself?
Oh, very, very.
We're going deep quick. Okay.
I mean, nobody can be as hard as I am, ever.
And like
I'm my worst bully.
yeah. So as an artist, as a photographer, you should have been shooting for 8-10 years. How does that like? Let me just ask it this way. So you're married, you got children. How does that affect you personally? How does that affect your business? How does that affect your marriage?
And I feel guilty for it sometimes, but I feel like it's our whole life has been changed around it.
Okay.
The kids have to accept the fact that we shoot weddings. So sometimes some weekends, like right now it's wedding season, so they won't see us very often on the weekends.
I know. I just saw the thing. You're like number 2 of the
Number
season
2, and it's
with
gonna
your
be a
coffee.
lot. Like in November, we have 2 weddings back to back. Then the following week we have 2 weddings back to back. So it's like a lot. It's you know, but they are so used to it. They don't know any different. Maya was 2, you know. So and Donnie was literally born into it. He's had a camera in his face since the moment he opened his little eyeballs. So he doesn't know any different. But they're cool with it. I mean, and then Gabriel, my husband, he has been more than okay with, you know. I mean, he's literally pushed me into this. He's like, "You're doing this,"
Which is awesome as a support system. That is awesome.
Yeah. So
because I do know that he sees the value in how well that you take photos, how you edit.
yeah.
Like,
my biggest fan.
yeah. So now we'll go back to it. How does it affect you? How does your talking about, how does that affect you personally? The fact that you are your own worst critic.
Well,
And your
depressing. It's depressing, and it some days I will be so down on myself and tearing myself down, and it echoes around, so it hits everybody. You know.
Okay.
So that's tough.
So I was making a couple videos the other day about this one subject, and I personally something that I like struggle with is like because well, you have a family, and so like it's a little bit different because everybody's around you, and it's kind of nice in that sense. Are you more extroverted or introverted?
I'm an extroverted introvert.
Okay, so you can be extroverted whenever you need to be.
Situational, yeah.
Yeah. So because I don't have that type of community around me, it's more so me just editing by myself, whether I'm here or whether I'm at a coffee shop or wherever it is. And so I tend to get a little espresso, whatever that cute term is.
Yeah.
Because I need people, and so actually that's an interesting topic, but we'll talk more about that in a little bit. So
But see, sometimes I need that quiet time. I need
to
people
focus
not to be around
or
me.
to do what?
To focus, and to stabilize myself, to ground myself, to not have, because while I'm editing, it's usually during the day when nobody's home. So, and it's a blessing in disguise, because if my kids are home during the summer and I'm down on myself, I'm stressing, sadly I sometimes take it out on them, so because they're there. But if I have that time to during the day to be hard on myself, calm the fuck down.
Yeah.
And then once they get home, everything's fine.
Okay.
Nobody knows.
Yeah.
I lose my mind during the day.
You know, it's so interesting because, and then that was another thing that we were talking, or that I was trying to make some videos about, is like what, so the question was, how do I even forgot the question.
What, from our conversation?
No. This was like whenever I was making videos, just like interview style videos for myself. So the question was how, trying to remember how it went. Oh my gosh, hold on. Give me 17 seconds.
No, I'm just kidding.
No, we're letting this roll. Man, I can't remember, but we'll get back to it. Damn it. Because I even in the interview little section, I couldn't remember the question. But okay, we're gonna go to another subject because we'll get into this. I should have asked you this question in the beginning, but this is how it rolls.
It's okay.
And I really like the fact that like we're both, because I just
bouncing off the walls.
Especially with the coffee. How did we meet?
Oh, at the gym.
Yeah.
So okay.
Keep going.
I was working out with my friend Jillian, and we were at the cables machine, and so we were doing. I don't even know what we were doing. I think we were working back that day, and Joshua.
You were. I was working chest.
Joshua and I think Danae was there, right? You were there. And as I was putting in my headphones, my earbuds, I overhear him say something about, as a photographer, and I'm like, okay, interesting. And that was it. And then the next week, literally the same day next week, we're back at the same machines. And
literally almost the same machine.
Literally. And I never approach people.
Weird.
Crazy. Good thing it was the same time though too.
Yeah.
Otherwise this would have never happened.
Honestly, yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So, and I usually don't talk to people. Like I don't want to talk to people. And especially approaching strangers, that's like never my thing.
Why don't I remember? Do you wear a hat whenever you're at the gym?
No, usually not.
Okay.
Usually not, but
you
will
look
from now
angry.
on. I do.
Okay, yeah. Sorry, keep going.
So, he had commented about us being on the same machines, and that was it. And I go to put my earphones back in with my earbuds, and I took them out and I said, "Hey, you mentioned something last week about being a photographer," and that was it.
Well, so there's something that you didn't say, is that the first time I saw you, I heard you talking about photography.
Yeah.
And then the second time I saw you, that was whenever, and I think we talked about this later on, like you would never like outwardly try and talk to somebody at the gym. And so because of that second time, then you were just like, hey.
Well, it's like we were put there in that spot for a reason. Like obviously, not just the first time, but the second time, and the universe said, hey, talk to each other.
I believe that. Cheers to that. Yeah. Nothing, what is it saying? Nothing happens for no reason. What is it saying?
Everything happens for a reason.
Thank you. Jesus.
I just love how we complete each other's sandwiches.
Appreciate that. Was that a double negative?
I don't know.
It's still positive, right? Okay, but anyway. So from that moment, then what happened? So then
And then we had a 15-minute conversation right then and there.
Yeah.
About.
And we bounced off the walls.
Yes.
On ideas and thoughts and.
Yes.
So,
and it was a weird kind of like head high because I don't get to.
And then I want you to talk about how Gabriel got in the mix because.
Yeah. Because my husband is completely opposite. So when I'm bouncing off the walls, he's the one who's calming me down, and he'll get me off that little high. But this conversation wasn't like that. This was a ball bouncing off two walls. Pew, 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 pew.
And I was just giving that. I was giving you energy too.
It was like.
She was already like on the what is the Energizer bunny, and then I was over here like and I was over here like charging her up like with the battery, just keep going.
Am I inflatable? And it was only 15 minutes, and we exchanged numbers, and that was it. And then
was Gabriel there that day? Gabriel was not there that day.
He wasn't. But I texted him immediately after. I literally texted him immediately after, and I was like, "This is the craziest thing." And I couldn't explain to him. Like it was hard to explain to him what was going on. But I've never met somebody who had like the same brain, so it was just the strangest thing. And then I kept explaining to my husband, like, "Oh, we want to do blah, blah, blah." He goes, "He's just trying to hit on you." I'm like, no, he's not. Like, he really isn't. And he goes, yeah, he is. That's all. He's probably not even a photographer. I'm like,
No, and that's okay. Like, because I'll derail again, and then we'll go back to it. So I really like the fact that he was so protective.
yeah.
Even and
Immediately.
then even and then I talked to him about this too. Even whenever you both came over here with the children.
Yeah.
I'll just go to that. So after that conversation, I exchanged numbers. I hadn't met him yet. No, I did meet him, and it was like super. He was at the gym the second time.
We were supposed to set up a meeting, and then I never texted you back.
Yeah.
So I think it was like a week later.
Yeah.
And I was in the grass area, and
at the gym,
you came
yeah.
over, and he was on the other side of the gym, and I was like, "Get over here now!"
Well, I also was just like, you said, "Oh, my husband is here,"
Yeah.
and I said, "Okay, bring him over."
Yeah. So Gabriel comes over, and then we started, talking photography, and we set up this meeting to come here to the studio, and yeah, we did.
Yeah.
We came
So
over with the kids.
by the way, the second interaction that I had with you. So that's whenever you're like, oh, I'm a photographer, I shoot boudoir photography. In my head, and I was telling her this too, in my head, I was like, oh, another, so I had met a few photographers, boudoir photographers, I guess like fashion, lifestyle photographers or whatever. You can have your own niche, I don't care.
I get it.
And
totally
so
understand.
I looked at you before I saw anything, and I'm like, oh, here we go again. Somebody else who thinks that they're great at their craft.
No, but you know what?
Yeah.
I thought the same thing when I overheard you saying you were a photographer. But that's because it's a sea of photographers. Everybody's a photographer, right?
Yeah,
It's a norm these days, especially people have cell phones that they can take beautiful pictures with.
Yeah.
Oh, they're a photographer.
Well, it's a level playing field at this point.
Yes, but the thing is there's so much deeper than that. It takes a lot, not just to make it. Okay, so total derail.
I love
number
this.
20.
No, I love this. Keep going.
In the beginning of my career, the first 5 years, people would message me and they'd be like, hey, I want to make some extra money for Christmas.
Okay.
What camera do you suggest I buy? And I'm like,
Bitch.
that's not how this works. Like, first of all, equipment is expensive.
Yeah.
And to really make it in this, you have to work for it. Like, it's not just a quick little Christmas shoot kind of thing and you're going to have a bunch of money. Like, that's not, no. Like,
yeah.
You're pretty much working for free the first several years of your life, or of your career. So,
which is funny because some people don't think like that. Sorry, my voice.
No, they don't. They don't. No. And there's so many photographers who actually, because we jumped into it. We got a camera and we jumped into it. We threw ourselves. We started doing weddings. I didn't know you're supposed to follow people for years and be an apprentice before second, and then you were second shooting
so that's
for a while.
technically what you're supposed,
to do.
Which
but
is,
we didn't.
And that's fine.
Thankfully, we didn't fuck up anybody's weddings.
And no, that's perfect. No, keep going.
But there's photographers out there. Like, I have a friend in California, and she did photography for 10 years before she even started a business. So, just did it as a hobby. Well, not as a hobby, but just building her portfolio for 10 years. I can't even imagine having this length of my career as just hobby. Insane. But that's beautiful. It's beautiful that somebody is committed to themselves, but also at the same time, I'm like, why didn't you take a leap? Why didn't you believe in yourself so much that you felt like you needed 10 years to hone that craft in? It's crazy.
So, okay, let me ask you this, just because we're on the business topic. So
derail number 22.
Yeah, I love it. I love it.
We're in a derail of a derail.
I think you're counting the derails as of
they are.
17. Oh, really? Oh.
They're keeping score.
Okay.
The tally.
Okay. Because I'm I think you went from 5 to 18, and then you went from 18, 19, 20, 22. So I was
Yep.
Okay, sounds
just
good.
bouncing.
Perfect. Okay. Then let's go. I want to finish the conversation real quick. So you then come over to the studio. Excuse me.
Yeah.
And I had texted so that way Gabriel knew that I was not trying to hit on you or trying to do anything weird. I texted him, and then I asked him for the order for the in and out for you and the whole family. I get it. And then I set up this table, this folding table in the area, and then I put paper plates and everything. What I loved most about that entire time, and I told him this too. He was on the wall, and he was just, like, both of you were like up there. I had asked the order for food, and for the initial, like, I don't know what it was, 30 minutes, 40 minutes. He's like, I'm good. Something's wrong with my stomach. And then finally at the end, I still don't know if that was true or not. But at the end, he was like, I think I'll take a bite. And then the walls came down, and like we actually had a good conversation.
Yeah.
It was. Let me just say, like, I am so grateful for like that I met you, that I have both of you as friends, because it has been so difficult. And then this is where the next question is going to come. It has been so difficult to juggle a personal life, a business life, friendship life, because some people, and I'm not going to say it like accusatory, Jesus. I know that I am scatterbrained. I know that I'm not organized.
No.
Those are not my strong suits.
Very busy on top of it.
And all I think about is building this baby of a business that I want into this huge Goliath, right? So I don't know why. I mean, I do know why, but I don't know why. And I say I don't know why because it hurts. But I do know why. A few people that I have had in my life for several years have, in the past month, texted me and have said, hey, no hard feelings, I wish you well. It seems like you're too busy for me. And like, kind of, basically, I personally messed up. I didn't call them back. I didn't text them. I didn't do something that I said I would do as a friend. Or I even offered them free photos. It's still my fault because I didn't organize myself well enough. And I know that because I have to take responsibility as well. But I also have been losing friends. The whole point is I've been losing friends.
Same.
And have you really?
Absolutely.
Okay, please talk.
Absolutely. 100%.
Please. Okay.
And here's where I think the disconnect is that people have very simple lives. And I don't mean that with any disrespect, but they do. They have very simple lives. It's a cut and paste. They have 9-to-5s. They come home, they spend time with their family, they have weekends, and there's no chaos. Because this business is chaotic. And not only is it chaotic, but when you have ADD or ADHD...
Hi, cheers to that.
Not only is the chaos out here, but the chaos is in here. And trying to manage anything is insane. It's like almost impossible. So
which I do commend you for your organization.
It takes a lot. It takes a lot to organize. And if my business is organized, sometimes my life isn't. I can only prioritize so much. I'm only human. I'm one person with 2 hands, you know?
Yeah.
And one very scatter brain. So it's very hard. But I have lost friendships over that.
Have they outright said?
Yes.
What have you gotten? Because I'm very curious.
So.
And then did you ever try and like save it? Because that's something that, like, as a human, and you care so much. I have
in the past.
Okay.
But I'm also somebody who, if you try to cut me out of your life without understanding where I'm coming from, there's no going back. Like, what is there to go back to? You've already paved that path. You've burned the bridges.
Okay.
So, for example, years ago, it used to, I think, bother me more. And that's why people now can't understand why I am just so quick to let them go. Because I've been doing this with friends and with people in general. Business-wise, out of business-wise, people just can't understand me oftentimes. They don't understand why I am the way I am. They're able to focus and communicate like normal people. Have a whole text conversation. In my head, we have text conversations. I will not reply to somebody. But in my head, I did. In my head, I replied. I scheduled it. I replied.
So, okay.
Whole 9.
Okay, yes.
But I didn't hit send, essentially. You know what I mean? I didn't like type it up and hit send.
So you counted your blessings before, like.
Absolutely.
That's literally what
like, people just don't understand that this is how my brain functions. It doesn't function. So more recently, when this has happened, and I'm able to just be like, okay, You don't want to be my friend? That's fine. You don't understand me. And there's no reason why I have to explain myself. This is who I am. And if you can't understand me, that's it, you know? So I'm going to get into it, I guess. I had a friend who I was very close to who understood. She has ADHD. She should have been able to understand, I guess. But I chalk it up to a manic episode, I guess, on her part.
Sure.
But I didn't. I had a very busy weekend, and we had kind of derailed or left off on a topic, and she thought I was mad at her.
Yeah.
And instead of messaging me and saying, hey, are we cool? Did our conversation not end well? Da-da-da. She texted me and said, you're ignoring me. That's it. You're ignoring me. And she had already made that up in her head. Like she's convinced that I have something against her at this point.
Yeah.
And we're sitting there like, after this long weekend, we had a birthday party for my father-in-law. My sister-in-law came from out of town. It was like a whole thing. And it was a problem for some reason. And even after I said, no, I wasn't ignoring you. That's not at all. I just had a busy weekend. No. You had time for those people, but you didn't have time for me. I don't owe anybody anything. I don't owe people my time. And at the same time, I wanted to jump into what you were saying about you were offering free photos. Mm-hmm. That's beautiful. I do that too. I'm a friend. I want to, this is my gift. This is what I have to offer.
Yeah.
Here's what I want to give you, right?
That's my talent. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But for that person to come back and to say, you did something wrong by not following through with it. Well, first of all, I still intend to follow through with it. There was no mention of, hey, I'm not doing this anymore.
Yeah.
But there's a sense of entitlement right there that I don't like. You know what I mean?
Okay.
From said person. I don't like that entitlement. You offered a gift. This is a gift. You're not entitled to this, you know?
I see.
It's kind of me to give you this.
With context, I was trying to figure out how you were saying the entitlement part. So.
I'm giving you this as a gift. You're not entitled to my time and my craft and the things I actually make money off of. People don't get that. People don't understand that. But back to that particular topic.
Yeah.
It is what it is, you know? So I said, okay, cool. That's it. I tried to have a sit-down conversation. That didn't happen either. She had her mindset, and quite honestly, I was like, okay.
This is just something that I'm like really, I'm just really thinking about, or I'm very curious about this, because in my pursuit to better myself, because obviously I can't change the world, so I can only change myself, and by changing myself, I can change the world, right?
Yeah.
We've all heard that, and we know that. But in bettering myself, in bettering my, I know we're like looking over there, and we can see that too. So I know
it's hard to focus.
And you're the one who's actually pointed towards them, so but it's fine. In my pursuit to try and better myself, I'm just finding it very interesting. I don't know a better word for it. I'm watching how people interact with me, and as I mature, I assume they are trying to mature as well.
Yes, right.
There are some, and believe me, I used to be an asshole, okay? Like, I was a bad person. I know that about myself. I am still pursuing health, and like mental health. And yeah.
Just
so,
overall betterment.
So I get that I sucked at a certain point, okay? And I still suck, but I suck less.
But that's your past. And we shouldn't hold each other's past against each other. Like, I mean, you didn't go and kill anybody, you know what I mean? I mean, maybe you did. But what I'm saying is, like...
I'm happy that she, like, thought of that first.
You know?
Okay, go ahead.
But what I'm saying is, like, if you're on a journey for betterment, that's what should matter. Yes, there is a past. Yes, everybody does. I have a past. My husband has a past. Everybody in this room has a past. You know what I mean? But we're not going to sit here and, this awful person. No, you're wonderful.
Well,
there's no reason for me to sit here and be like, oh, he was a bad guy in the past. Who gives a fuck?
Now let me, here real quick. Is this still recording? Okay, cool.
Can you imagine if it wasn't recording at all?
I know, because I can't see the little red light. How much time is it, how much time does it say on the top?
29 minutes, about to be 30.
Okay, it's going to cut out at 30.
What were you talking about? Oh, I was saying that you're not a bad person.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
But see, again, going back to people's lives are very simple. What I mean by that is they don't realize. Like I have a friend. Okay, so I have a friend, Stephanie, and she texts
I
me.
met Stephanie.
Yes, you
Yeah.
did. She texted me a while back and she goes, "Hey, I'm so sorry I never responded to you." She goes, I'm so busy. Like, it's just crazy. And she has a little one and stuff. And she goes, "If I ever like don't text you, don't take offense." Like, it was so refreshing. And
Yeah.
I text her back immediately. I'm like, I wholeheartedly understand. Like, I get it. And that's the expectation of somebody always like responding back to it's a very, don't expect things from people. Like, people are busy.
If
And
you
don't
don't
know-
expect, then you're pleasantly surprised.
and you never know like what they're in the middle of. Like, if I'm in the middle of shooting a wedding, I can't respond to you. You know what I mean?
So don't
Like,
get
so don't get
seriously,
mad about it.
yes.
Like, it's nothing to get mad about. I will respond. Text messages are taken so seriously like phone calls. And if I don't pick up at the same time, I'm busy. Obviously, it's what we have voicemail for. But a text message is literally
A text message should have wasn't that
there's
supposed to
no
be like the
expectation. You know,
Okay,
there should
yeah,
be no
yeah.
expectation. A text message is literally a message, and then when you can, you respond. So it's wild. I don't know. The expectations that people set for others is just really tough. It's like, calm down. Life is already hard. You gotta make it harder.
I totally understand. So yeah, no, that was what conversation? What part of the conversation did you want to go back to?
That was it.
No, oh, that was it.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Okay.
Before we derailed. And
So let me.
Fluttered off.
So I want another part of your brain to. So like the positive side. So I want to know, if I have the lower third somewhere, can you like so it's Bumblebee Photo and Film. Okay. Somewhere in here, it's gonna be the wherever her hand was, the ats and all that stuff. So where do you see your business going? What do you want?
Eventually, well, I think that we are pretty much going where we want. We have set the path for where we want to be. Weddings, boudoir, and somewhere in there mixed with family sessions. And I still shoot some lifestyle newborns. I still shoot some maternity.
Yeah, because you love babies and you love families.
I'm not
and you
against
love...
that. That's cool. But it's not my main focus. I'm not a newborn photographer, newborn/maternity photographer. That's not my main focus. It's weddings and boudoir. So we've set that path already, but now it's just about growth.
You know
Just
what's
about
funny?
growth in that particular field. So like last year, I think we only had 7 weddings total. Now we have 16 this year. That's insane.
Something else, and going from the expectation thing, or not the expectation, but like the thought or the assumption of someone else. Okay.
Tell me.
So I mean, keep going.
Yeah.
We should have like the ding thingy.
Yeah.
The ding ding ding.
Ding, and then we'll count it out at the end.
Yeah. So I and like it's not how do you say this? I assume that everyone is more put together than I am in business.
Same.
And I have found myself not me, but other people, like getting in trouble from other people because they assumed that I was more successful than I was. And I do consider myself successful,
You are.
but I'm 1.25 years into my professional LLC business.
You're professional, but you've been shooting forever.
Yes, exactly. Now, here's the thing though. So, and you do this too, and I love this about you because this is another thing that we have in common. You hold yourself so like you have so much I was gonna say tenacity. I mean you could say that too, but like your level of conviction is so high whenever you're talking about photography, videography. I mean like really anything.
Yeah.
And the same thing with me, but like
lot of
that.
confidence.
So you're so confident, and I am too. And so when somebody talks to me about where I am, what my business looks like, all
Right.
that kind of stuff. Then they assume that the vision that I am that I talk to them about. I mean, I can tell anybody on anything,
Right.
but they believe that I already have it right now,
Right.
and I don't. And I try to preface it with,
I know what you mean.
like,
Yeah.
look, I'm not there at all, but I'm getting to this, and this, and this, and all they hear is the second part. And I'm like, look, I tried to warn you.
Yeah.
So
No, I totally get that.
so
I
how
totally
has that that affected you, or like because you said if you get that
So not so much now
but
Because,
previously
you know,
you've been doing this forever
for a while, so it's a little different. But in the beginning, like I said, we just picked up a camera and went
yeah
to town. Like that was it. And oh my God, I was just thinking about this the other day. Total derail again.
Sure, go ahead.
when we had our first wedding meeting. I didn't know how to have a wedding meeting, right? I just knew we had to have a wedding meeting.
Oh, okay.
And so we sat down and I Googled how I was going to do this. And this one side said to ask this person, this bride, if she's a pearl or a diamond.
What?
If she prefers peonies or roses.
Oh, geez.
So I'm sitting here asking these questions and I could see like corner of my eye, him looking at me, he's like, what the heck?
Gabriel?
Yeah, and he like literally stopped me and he goes,
What are you doing?
And I'm like, this is important stuff, Gabriel. Tell me her style. It's hilarious what I thought was necessary in a wedding, in anything really, photography-wise. There's so much growth. And now it's like, when are you getting married? What's your budget? How many hours do you need me for? Cool, sold. That's it.
Be there at 10.
Do you need a list? Nah, I'll just go with the flow. I'm good.
And you were just texting her the whole time.
We haven't even sat face to face. I'm like, here's the invoice.
Send me a pic of what you look like. That way I know who the
That's it. Like,
man.
yeah, I mean, and I have to sometimes look at it from the other aspect of these people don't know me.
Yeah.
They don't know anything about photography.
Yeah.
And they are just trying to find the best combination of bang for their buck, style, and etc. So, yeah, it's...
Now, this is something that I was thinking about too, is like, okay, so you know how you were saying level playing field, everybody pretty much has a camera in their pocket, and everyone's trying to like, I mean, like whatever, you can pick up a camera as well, you can buy like, you know, the raw.
Exactly.
Okay, so something I was thinking about in that realm was, because it's such a level playing field, do you feel like, and everyone's trying to be a wedding photographer, which is really hilarious. Which actually, going back a year and a half, there have been, when I was trying to do weddings, I was trying to get into the wedding, and nobody would give me opportunities to do weddings. And so that's why I went into boudoir. Then what they did, I got onto all these forums, and all these forums were saying like, we no longer want to do weddings. We see that boudoir is the most bang for your buck as a photographer, because then you can do 2 hours. You can sell everything that you were saying.
Yeah. And I mean, it's true. I can sit down with a client and have shot and edited for the same amount of hours that I've shot a wedding. Probably less. I probably would edit for less hours and get the same amount of money.
Well, let me
Easily.
ask you. Oh, this was not the question I was going
I know,
for, but
I know.
but do you? Me personally, I love the chaos.
I do too.
Yeah. Okay. So a lot of I've noticed, and I don't. Have you noticed this? But like I've talked to a lot of wedding photographers. They're introverts.
Really?
Yeah. A lot of them are introverts.
I don't know how
That's
you
why.
can be in
So
this business.
so honestly,
I just don't understand.
so on and yeah, I don't know either. But I noticed, because like, and that's why I asked you that question in the beginning. Are you introvert, extrovert? And you said I'm an extrovert, introvert, whatever. So they were saying that they personally, somehow they got into wedding photography, and they like boudoir because it's just one-on-one as opposed to the chaos. I personally love the chaos.
Yeah.
But let me go back to the question I was trying to ask, which was, because everything is level playing field, in terms of photos, I consider style as, in video world, it's like, how do you tell your story?
Yes. Yeah.
In photos, it's your style. How do you like? What's your opinion on this? Is that like, because it's level playing field, it's now about telling a story as opposed to just having a good camera? Like, do you
It
have?
has nothing to do with the camera. I shot weddings with T3s and delivered beautiful photos without any training, without following anybody. It has literally nothing to do with it. And that goes back to having, that confidence to sell yourself. And it is still about telling a story. My goal, and this is going to sound so cheesy and cliche, but whatever, I don't care. Okay. My goal is to capture, of course, capture all the details and all the things on their wish list. Number one, right? But to put it together and to edit it in a way and to shoot it in a way that tells their story without them having to explain anything. Like, here's my photo book. I don't have any words in it.
Yeah. And
this is my entire story. And many, many times I've had people message me back and say, I just cried. I just relived my whole day.
That's beautiful.
Whole wedding day. And I'm crying. I want that emotion. And that's what I shoot with. I have cried so many times at weddings. Oh my God. I think I cried 5 times yesterday during that wedding. Like, easily, Whereas Gabriel, for example, when he does photography, he shoots weddings with me, and he just does it to help me out. He doesn't have emotional involvement.
You know what's so funny? And that's totally fine.
He's laughing about it.
So whenever when I was shooting my last wedding, I'm super emotional. I like in those teary moments, what tends to happen, and I love that you're like doing this.
Oh my God.
No. So I tend to get teary-eyed, and the feeling that I get in my gut is just gratitude.
Yeah. Yes.
And so I'm just so like it's yeah, I know you're like.
Now I have a white mustache.
I see the I see the beauty, the beautiful moment. I'm taking the beautiful moment, and then I'm just so grateful to be there.
Yeah.
So I get teary-eyed.
Yeah. Yeah, all of that in one. It's a whole emotional package. That's us. This is what you get with your wedding packages. Emotional damage. Not to you, but to the photographer.
You're like, okay, explain.
It's a lot. Sometimes at the end of the day, it's not exhaustion because I've worked all day, but it's emotional exhaustion because I've just immersed myself in this wedding.
Oh my God.
Oh my
I
God.
have never talked to any, I mean, I think I've tried to explain this.
Yeah.
Okay, can you elaborate on that? Because like I've felt that literally. Okay, not even joking. I'm in my boudoir shoots as well. I give so much energy.
Yes, boudoir too.
Oh my God,
Yeah,
I am
because-
sweating.
Same. I'm like, is it hot in here? She's like, no, it's fine.
It's actually too cold.
Nips.
Yeah,
I'm like, that's fine, don't move.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yes.
But
Tilt your head. Sorry, keep going.
But no, seriously, it's very because you immerse yourself in this wedding, and that's how you deliver this. See, this is why it's not about the camera. It's not. It's about
This is so
being
interesting.
in there. That's what makes, in my opinion, a good photographer is that emotional immersement into somebody's life. I mean, you don't know these people. You have no idea. You literally have to immerse yourself in their life, in this moment with them. You know. This is a big moment. It's huge. It's a huge milestone. You know, whatever it is. Even lifestyle newborn sessions, I get emotional.
Have
I'm like,
you
this is their baby. Like, holy cow.
On that note, I did try to get into baby photos.
Oh God. Yeah, I'm on 5 seconds of that.
Okay. We won't go into that, but like I
like
really
newborn
tried.
sessions.
What'd you say?
I don't like newborn sessions. I don't like cake. I just told my friend I just did her cake smash, Jillian's cake smash, and I told her I was like, this is it. Don't have any more kids because I'm not going to shoot their cake smashes.
And then a cake smash for context because people don't even know what that is.
Cake smash. Your kid's first birthday and you, for some reason, want pictures of them stuffing their face with cake. They get dirty. Oh my God, when people get red frosting or brown frosting and it looks like caca all over their face.
Oh,
it's
that's
fantastic.
disgusting.
Yeah, it's awful.
Oh, I never even thought about that. That's gross.
Yeah. I don't know. And like literally 90% of the kids don't even look at the cake. They're so angry when you bring the cake out for some reason. They're like, what the hell is this? They've never had sweets and they taste it and they're like.
Because in the back of their head, they know that they're going to get smashed in it.
They already know.
Yeah, they're like, it's engraved in like, from.
In their DNA.
Yeah. The strand of like, So here's my question.
Cake. Your kid does not want a cake smash. You want a cake smash. Your child could care
Yeah,
less.
seriously, like you're what, 37 years old,
Yeah.
you want a cake smash.
Your
Go.
child wants to
Let's
go
set that up for you,
Take
not
your
your
kid
baby.
to the zoo. Save your money.
Or just
Ooh,
rock
we are
them to
really,
sleep.
we're just killing the cake smash community right now.
What does that even mean?
We're not doing them any favors.
Oh,
Sorry. If
Well,
you're
it's
a
not
cake
for
smash
us.
photographer, fantastic. Enjoy yourself.
you know what? You're right.
But
There's
I
probably a
can't stand
niche
it.
of cake smash
Absolutely there
photographers.
is.
Oh
I'm
my
in a bunch
God,
of groups
they probably
still.
have a TikTok. Oh my God, you're.
We're gonna have reply TikTok.
Oh my God, that's really funny.
gonna
Whoever
be like-
wants to comment on this,
Sorry,
put in
guys.
your cake smash
But
at.
you know what? A lot of
We'll give you all of our leads.
all our clients.
Yeah.
Well, I have one of my. Her name's
have
Carly Bay. She does all the mini sessions. She does all the newborns. She does all of that. She sends me her weddings. I send her my newborns.
That's so
Enjoy.
cute. I love that.
Yeah.
Okay, so question. Did you ever have mentors?
No. Not a single one.
Did you try?
No.
Why not?
Because by the time I realized that I should have done that,
You were already too far.
way too far, and I was like, oh, whoops. Good thing I didn't ruin anybody's wedding.
So on that, like in that regard, so like I tried to get a coach or a teacher. So like I started this photography thing in Indiana, and in Indiana so I was taking photos at a bar, restaurant, Juanita's, and then upstairs pub, and it just kept going and going.
Doing
right?
their menu pictures, drinks, and stuff like that.
Yep, all that stuff. And what was happening was like, so I thought, well, because so you know, so she had taught.
Tell
Yes.
the people they don't know. What if a
Thank you
dentist
for
is
context.
watching and he doesn't know?
So she taught me at an early age how to be an entrepreneur. I didn't know at all what, like I thought that was just, I was working like 3 jobs at the time, and I thought that was the best way to make money.
Yeah.
Because nobody taught me otherwise. And she taught me what I think it was like 17, 18, or whatever. She was younger than me, obviously, and she taught me what it looked like to be an entrepreneur, or I guess to work for yourself. Sorry, I can hear my phone trying, and I should have just I should have heard it on, put it on.
Trying to stay
I know,
focused.
I am staying focused, but I also just want to turn that thing off.
Derail number 40. I wonder where we're at.
That's perfect. I thought you were counting.
No.
So
They are.
there is one right here, right here.
Oh, it's my little lady white hair. Just kidding.
Okay, you got it.
Fuzz.
You got it. No,
It's everywhere.
Went on the boobage. Okay. So I didn't know what entrepreneurship was. See, now I forgot where I was going with that. Oh, this is okay. Now I know. Okay. So in
Oh my God, I don't know.
in the pursuit of learning what entrepreneurship was, I learned that mentorship was important. And
Yes.
and so
It
in
is.
Indiana, I found I had then become a manager of Anytime Fitness. And so as the manager, obviously I knew everybody, and you know me now, I talk to everybody, so I wasn't different back then. I found somebody who was a film producer, and I also found somebody who was a professional photographer. They've been doing it for a while. They made buku amount of money. I don't even know, why did I say buku? But it made a shit ton of money, whatever. That was weird. I felt that. I asked them, what could I do to be your apprentice, or so like your mentee? And one of them, it actually hurt me so much. They told me, just pay me like, I'm butchering this or exaggerating because I can't remember, but it was almost like, pay me $1,000 a week. And I'll give you 3 hours of my time.
What?
And I will tell you, I will give you these steps. And at this point, I had been making the most amount of money I'd ever made as the manager of Anytime Fitness, as a bartender over there, and having contracts with these people doing photos. So first of all, I'm not sleeping.
Yeah.
I'm not making that much money.
If you're sleeping in the photography world, if you're a photographer and you sleep,
I'm happy for
we
you.
have to talk.
We have to. Well, they probably don't have ADHD. If they're-
Oh, must be nice.
either that, or they're smoking weed, or they've got medicine. Good for you. It just hurt me so much because I was trying to get a mentor so many times. I was just like, can somebody just like lead me so that way I don't have to spend so much time wasted trying to figure it out myself? Because I'll do that.
Yeah.
Like, this is my pursuit. I really want to. But every time I asked, or every time I tried, somebody wanted a shit ton of money from me.
Let's derail real quick.
Go.
Because I have the thought. So
Go.
I have to. Okay.
Go.
So mentorships are fantastic. They really are. And actually, I'm probably going to jump into a mentorship for Boudoir. It's not really a mentorship. It's like a guide, essentially.
Good for you.
Yeah, But sometimes it's good and sometimes it's not. You don't want to always just jump in with a mentor because if you are just doing what somebody else is doing, how are you ever going to find your own path and your own way and create your own uniqueness?
Yeah.
Is that a word? So
I was gonna say uniqueosity,
I'm
but like that's not
assuming
even a word.
it never worked out with a mentor.
No.
Yep. And then you just did your own thing.
Yep.
Right? And here you are still doing exactly what you wanted minus a mentor.
Yeah.
You don't need a mentor. You really don't. but some people do. That's
Yeah,
I shouldn't say you really don't, because some people really do.
I feel like you said
because-
that because you know me at this point.
Yes, absolutely. I didn't need a mentor either, but that doesn't mean that I didn't struggle for 10 years to figure some of this stuff out, you know?
See, and that's what
It's
I
a
thought.
big learning curve.
That's what so that part right there, I was trying to reduce the
Yeah.
amount of time from, let's say, like, obviously, like I said, a year and a quarter being a LLC, whatever. 8 years of struggling to 3 with the same end result of having a successful business. And so
Yeah.
that was my mindset, that was my thought, but nobody gave me the opportunity. And so then that's whenever I went to my, like, you know, pursued my own thing anyway. And that was my question. So like, okay, so then the mentorship that you're trying to go into, why are you trying to go into it? Because that's kind of the question that I'm asking.
It's more of a guide.
Sure.
But I
What
just
was it?
want to, honestly, I just really want to see what
Other
the
people.
comparison is. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I just want to see the comparison. I want to see if there's anything missing from what I am doing that I could do better in my pricing, my style, my whatever, everything. Just to see.
And-
And maybe I'm going to pay this money and get this guide.
And that's what I was
I'm
gonna-
going to be right where I am, but it's going to be confirmation.
Yeah.
You know?
So that part right there. So at that time, I didn't have the money, but I wanted the mentorship. And so what I was trying to do is I was trying to find somebody who would invest in me, believe in me,
Right.
and I would then pay them back with the skills that they had given me. That never happened.
Right.
And now that I have and am going toward the path of like making more money and more revenue, whatever you want to call it, now I do want to invest in what you're
Right.
doing, because we'll call it, so like, because I think about it like in another area, in real estate. So
Oh, yeah.
so they have so many different mentorship programs, because there's so many different exit strategies
Right.
for real estate. And I don't want to say that boudoir, like wedding and boudoir is like one, like copy paste.
Right.
But you actually showed me it, like if you implement a few things for the boudoir, sorry, I totally spit on you.
No, it's okay. I didn't feel it.
Then like you can actually, like, if you copy and paste those particular things, then it's kind of like, literally copy and paste.
Right.
And so I do want to, now that I am making that money, to invest in myself.
Right.
And it's just like, it's another form of personal development. On that note, do you do any personal development? Do you even have time?
I don't have time to breathe.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes,
What do you like? So like, in terms of personal development, there's books, podcasts, there's mentorship programs, there's so like what?
Podcasts for sure, because I can listen to them while I drop off and pick up my kids.
Okay.
Yeah, that's my time.
What do you listen to?
So many different. I don't even know what their names are. I just let them play and they just go. There's
What are the subjects?
there's business ones.
Okay.
And then there's like personal ones. But the business ones. Oh my gosh, the business one is. I'm gonna have to share that one with you. The
Okay.
one that I listen to. I don't even know. Hold on.
Sure.
Let me show you.
Okay.
And then I listen to a lot of murder stuff because there's rage in
The-
this body of mine.
There's rage.
This one.
Okay, so she creates business. That's what it's
Podcast
called.
for wedding pros.
Oh,
This one's
interesting.
just fun, but I'm
Okay.
not gonna listen to it.
So the two that you
Self-development.
beyond the bikini.
Yeah. So
Okay,
it's a
so why?
bodybuilding. Why?
Yeah.
It's particularly bodybuilding ones. They talk a lot about hormones.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
Let's put the phone down. Let's talk about that real
Yeah,
quick.
and see.
Because
Dr. Thyroid.
okay, so I want to talk about that. Because health and your business and family. So, and everybody believing that you are perfect all the time, because that's what you portray on social media.
I know I do.
So,
But honestly,
Go.
in those moments, it is perfect. It's not a portrayal. In those moments, I'm not the
And-
kind of person who's going to sit there and post a picture and,
And
then
that's
it's
not-
posed and staged.
and that's not what I'm
No.
saying. That's not what
Yeah.
I'm saying. So,
And I
you curate your social media presence to look beautiful. what people, and this is just an assumption that we all make, is that because you curate that social media, presence, you're always perfect.
So recently I haven't shared a lot,
Okay.
health-wise, but I do share a lot about my health.
Okay.
Always, always.
And
I'm
I
very
want to
open with
know.
it because I want people to feel, because quite honestly, when I got diagnosed with hypothyroidism, even before I got diagnosed with Hashimoto's, for a good solid year and a half, it's gonna get me emotional.
I want it.
Nobody believed me. Nobody believed that something was wrong.
What did they think?
That I was lazy. I couldn't get out of bed. I missed out on like a year and a half, 2 years of my kids. I was so mean. Oh God, I was so angry and I didn't know why. I didn't know why. I didn't know what was wrong with me. I literally felt like I was going insane.
How long did it take for you to, like, because I only know a little bit from Shayna, but
And even when I got diagnosed, the thought frame in our friendship circle was that it's still all in my head and that I should be able to just get over it. I guess I don't even know. It was weird. It was really weird.
are you
I
able to
literally
get her,
had
tissues?
someone say to me, it's mind over matter. And I'm like, everything in my life has been mind over matter. I can get through anything I want. But this was more than that. This was way more than that.
So how long did it take for you to go to the doctor to?
A year and a half.
Okay.
And then got diagnosed, and it took a long time to level out.
So how did that affect? So you were talking a little bit about your friendships, but how did that affect you and Gabriel?
A lot.
And then how did that affect like the business? Because what like I personally, so I've never had this, and I'm not gonna try and like relate because I can't. But with like the depressive side, like what happened? Like, did you? Because like this is still your baby. So
Yeah.
like what happened?
Well, that was my main focus. That was it. That's all I did. That's all I did was just work. I would literally just get up to work and then just go back to sleep. Yeah, I would stay up, and I couldn't sleep. I never could sleep. Like at night I couldn't sleep at all, and then during the day
You
I was
slept
sleeping.
all day. Yeah.
So, but yeah, that's all I did. I would just get up and work, and thank you.
Stupid.
But yeah, that's basically it was. Oh, and then the depression. Holy cow, that was rough.
We'll do 3 more minutes,
Okay.
and then we'll close it out.
Okay,
Talk to me about the
sounds good.
depression because I just wanted to know about the depression.
I think the depression part was what really affected everything. That was hard because I felt like I couldn't give 100% to myself or my family, let alone my clients. So that was a pretty rough year. But I would stay up all night trying to figure out how to be fresher, newer, better, you know. There was still that focus. But that was my only
You still
focus.
had like the drive, but because of the hormones and it's a hormone imbalance.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, so really, thank you. I just said it like that was. Just thank you for being honest and like open about all of that.
Absolutely.
I do want to do this again, obviously, because this was way too short and we could go 7 hours.
We could easily.
We won't go 7 hours
This
next
is a
time, but
series now.
yeah, part 1. So we'll close it out. And I still don't know how to close this thing out, but really thank you. So thank you guys for watching. My name is Joshua Kotzen, your overnight success story. This was Vanya, and
Your friendly neighborhood photographer.
that's cute.
Hey.
Have a great day.
Bye.
Bye.